and welcome to the Whitelist Gaming channel. My name is Dente, and in this video we will finish up April's story. In our last video, April had just survived the dollar flu on December 30th and realized that Warren Merchant created the book to try and save people. She then decides that her New Year's resolution will be to find Warren Merchant to find out what he knows and what happened to her husband. According to April's entries, by December 31st, everything has fallen apart and the only thing keeping New York from full-on savagery is the division. At this point though, April is still conflicted about them because of what the agents did when she was sick. Throughout the city, people are getting ready for long-term survival, which includes setting up solar panels. Rats are also eating the bodies, causing a group of nuns to go around rewrapping them. Water is still flowing, but diseases like cholera are present. Rumors are also spreading that the president and half of Congress are dead. The pirate radio station is also spreading rumors that the borders with Mexico and Canada have been sealed. In her entry, April continues writing about how she has seen people rush to help innocents, but has also seen people stand by while these innocents are brutally murdered. She also writes about witnessing burning buildings full of sick people, soldiers kill people, and other soldiers protect people from being killed. She has also seen dead children, but also met an old couple who has adopted these orphan children and set them up with new homes. All is quiet for April on New Year's Day. While the Rikers build a huge bonfire in Herald Square and others set up balloons on the side of buildings to shoot at to celebrate the new year, she spent the evening at home. She does go out during the day though to do some trading on the Chelsea Pier. By this point, coyote types have set up smuggling routes and rumors of secret tunnels being used as an underground railroad are present. At this point, she is only armed with a handgun. April believes she dropped the rifle down the furnace when she was sick. To begin fulfilling her New Year's resolution of finding Warren Merchant, she starts scouting out libraries. She does so after examining the picture on the About the Author page, which is suspicious because it shows a World War I Dutch soldier and the guide has several Dutch references. Ultimately, this is one of the first clues as to Warren's whereabouts. Within the city itself, firefights are still present and New Yorkers have learned not to wear orange as they are either killed or conscripted by Rikers, shunned or attacked by others, or killed on-site by the JTF. Due to the violence around her current place of residence, April begins to scout out a new home. On January 4th, she walks down to Houston on the Lower East Side to find a new place to live. She also returns to the doctor to try and help by either giving blood or to act as a spy providing information. This doctor can be assumed to be Dr. Lou because in other entries she writes about confronting him again, asking him if he knew Warren Merchant. She also shares with him her theories on the book, which, not surprisingly, Lou calls crazy and denies knowing who Merchant is again. Following this meeting, she realizes she is being followed as there is evidence of her caches being looked through and disturbed. However, nothing has been taken. Because nothing has been taken, she begins to suspect that whoever is looking through her caches is looking for the survival guide she has been taking notes in. She closes off this busy day scouting out the NYU library to determine the source of the picture. She notes that she originally wanted to go to the main public library, but is unsure whether or not this is in the dark zone. The next day, April makes a new home in the LES on the 4th floor of a building. She discusses there is still a lot of violence north of 14th Street and the JTF is at risk of losing to the Rikers and the LMB if their supplies don't last. Before the end of the day, she takes a quick detour to the post office and begins to apply some of the author's advice about making herself useful to the JTF, whose work she begins to admire more and more. She volunteers to give some blood samples because she survived the virus and sets up a meeting for the next day with a JTF officer named Vasquez to act as a source of human intelligence. On January 6th, after meeting with Vasquez, April determines the library is safe enough to take a look and feels strangely optimistic about her plans. While in the library, she has to be careful looking through the books because since the collapse of New York, librarians are now cult-like and hang anyone who defaces the books held inside. While searching through the book, she finds a picture that is very similar to the one found in the survival guide. According to the library book, the picture is actually that of a French World War I resistance fighter named Jacob Signet, whose real name is Philippe Allore. The key piece of information found in this page is that he created his pseudonym by combining the name of the street he lived on with a translation of his surname. From this piece of information, April is able to determine that Warren Merchant can be found on Warren Street and that the author's real last name is Koopman, which is the English translation of the Dutch word for merchant. Combined with the food truck puzzle on page 68, which reveals the numbers 213, the full address is revealed to be 213 Warren Street. Not surprisingly, this picture also shows a reference to the Dutch and has the Division Safehouse circle symbol on the side. The next day, April travels to this address, but instead of finding the author, she finds a missing persons poster of her. From this poster, she realizes that she has been being watched and that her caches being looked through was not just a coincidence. On the back of the poster, she finds a handwritten note from the author himself. However, there is more to the note that meets the eye. Using the phone number on the poster, she gives each word a number from the phone number. Then taking the corresponding letter, the message, "April, I've gone dark, come to 117 West 58th, basement level, Koopman," is revealed. After reading this message, she determines that she needs to travel into the Dark Zone, where this address is located, to find out what Koopman knows. In the game, we can see the start of her journey as she passes by the rogue Agent Keener as she tries to find answers. I hope you enjoyed this whitelist video. As always, if you have any further questions or comments, let us know down below, or subscribe if you want to see more of our future content. If there is interest, we will take a look at the hidden puzzles within the book, including my own conspiracy theory that Merchant, or Koopman, not only knew what was going to happen, but knew about the division. My name is Dente, and thank you for watching.